So in the last lecture, we have discussed the Maxwell equations. So what we have seen that in the Maxwell equations, so there are four equations which we call it as a Maxwell equation. Simply the equation number one is the divergence of E is equal to rho upon epsilon naught, and number second is known as a divergence of B is equal to 0, and number third equation is divergence of E is equal to minus dV over dt, and number fourth is equal to curl of B is equal to mu naught J. So these are the four equations, and we call these four equations is the Maxwell equation. The significance of these equations which we have discussed in our last lecture, this divergence of E, which is the rho upon epsilon naught, is known as a Gauss's law. This divergence of T is equal to 0 indicates that the magnetic monopole does not exist. This curl of E, which is minus dV over dt, is known as the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and this curl of B is known as Ampere's law. So these are the basically four laws. The Maxwell gives a certain correction in this equation. So the Maxwell correction in equation number 4 is the Maxwell's correction in equation 4 this is the curl of B is equal to mu naught J plus mu naught epsilon naught dE over dt, and this factor is incorporated in addition to mu j. So according to the Maxwell correction, this epsilon naught dE over dt is known as displacement current. So the total current density J is the J of E plus J of D. So this is known as a displacement current, which is the epsilon naught dE over dt. So this what we have discussed in our last lecture. So now in this lecture, we have to discuss the Maxwell equation in matter. If the electromagnetic waves passes through the metal, then how these equation will vary? What would be the change in these equation of the electromagnetic theory, or what will be the change in this equation? So now we are discussing the Maxwell equation in matter. So this we have discussed in our last lecture. So now the Maxwell's equations in the matter. So now if we say that this is the matter, this is any matter, this may be a dielectric matter or insulator matter. So here in this dielectric matter, we have two type of charges, surface bound charges and volume bound charges. So here you know that in the matter, when the electromagnetic waves passes through the matter, as a resultant due to the electrical field, this metal get polarized, and we call it as it is the electrical polarization. It means if we have atoms like that, here we have atoms, okay, where the electric field of the electromagnetic waves interact with the atoms. So as a resultant, the atoms get polarized. It means the nucleus is separated from the negative core of the electrons. It means this is the positive nucleus and these are the electronic cloud. Here, if it is placed in the electrical field of the electromagnetic theory, as a resultant, this positive nucleus is separated from this negative cloud. So this separation is in the small displacement d, and we call it as a polarization p. This is the polarization vector p, whose direction is from negative charge to positive charge. This behavior you have studies in chapter number 4 of the electrodynamics. Clear? So we are not discussing in detail in right now, because you know very well how the electrical polarization is taking place. So here there are two type of charges. One is the surface bound charges and other is the volume bound charges. And we know that in the case of dielectric mediums, in the case of dielectric materials, that rho of d bound charges, or we call it as a volume bound charges, is equal to minus divergence of p. This p is a polarization vector, and sigma of b surface bound charges is equal to p vector into unit vector n. So these are the volume bound charges and these are the surface bound charges, which totally depends upon the polarization vector. It means when the electromagnetic fields interact with the medium, the material get electrically polarized. So this polarization is due to the bound charges. So there are two types of bound charges. One is the on the surface bound charges, sigma p, which is directly proportional to the polarization vector, and other is the volume bound charges, which are inside this whole story, which you are already know in chapter number 4. Okay. So here, in this case, if we have a current, so the current can be rewrite as, which is equal to J of B, current due to the bound charges is equal to the curl of M. It means this M is the magnetic dipole moment, because we have a current also. So due to the moving charges, there is also a magnetization effect. So here J of B is equal to curl of M. This which we have discussed in chapter number 6. So these are the three basic equations here. Number 1, number 2, number 3. So from these three equations, we have to find out, we have to discuss how the Maxwell equation changes. What would be the correction in the Ampere's law by using the theory when the electromagnetic waves passes through the medium or electromagnetic interaction with the medium. So here JB is equal to this. So now you know that the definition of the current is simply defined as I, which is equal to dq over dt, rate of flow of charges, and dq can be written in terms of a density, which is equal to surface bound charges density into dA. It means surface dq over dA is equal to sigma. Okay, so dq over dA, here dq over dA is equal to sigma. So dq is equal to sigma into dA. So if you substitute this value over here, we will get the current di is equal to sigma into dA, perpendicular area, into dt. So this is known as a di, or di into dA perpendicular is equal to sigma into dt. This can be written like that, sigma into dt. So here d sigma into dt, sorry. So here this di over DA, perpendicular distance, is known as J of P. So this is known as J. Current per unit area is known as a current density, which is equal to D sigma over dt. So J is defined as current density is equal to rate of flow of surface charges. So here this sigma from equation number 2, the sigma is equal to P. This is the unit vector, its magnitude is 1. So from equation number 2, from equation 2, this J can be written as dP over dt. It means the current density is equal to the rate of change of polarization vector. So it means the current density is defined as the rate of change of polarization vector. So now here, if you look here, in the first case, what we have seen that when we have a steady state current, when we have a uniform current, if the current is flowing with a constant rate and we call it as a uniform rate current, Ampere says that then the curl of B is equal to mu naught J. It means if the uniform current is flowing in the wire, it generates a magnetic field around the wire. Okay, this is Ampere's law. The magnetic field is equal to B dot dl is equal to mu naught J. So it means the steady state uniform current can produce a curling of the magnetic field which is uniform. Okay. So now this J, if we say that this J is not a steady state, if the density, charge density flowing is non-uniform, then another factor, which is we call it as a displacement current, is introduced over here. So here the curl of B is equal to mu naught J plus mu naught J of B. It means mu naught J is this, the total current density is equal to also the sum of the displacement. But now the same thing, if the passes through the medium, then another factor is also introduced, which is equal to J due to the polarization, which is equal to dP over dt. So now here we will discuss in detail here. So if we look here into these equations, so here J is equal to dP over dt. This equation J is equal to dP over dt. If we take a divergence of it, divergence of J is equal to divergence of dP over dt. Okay, so this can be written as divergence of J is equal to d over dt, or you may call it as a divergence of P. And divergence of P, if it is changes, so we can maybe minus, so d over dt, divergence of P is equal to rho of B, because this divergence of P is equal to rho of P. So here the divergence of the current density is equal to the rate of change of volume bound current densities. Okay, so here if we look here, this equation can be rewrite as the total volume charge density is rho is the sum of the free plus bound charges. So the total volume charge density is the sum of the free plus bound charges. So this can be written as the free plus bound is equal to minus divergence of P, because this is bound charges is the divergence of P. So here this equation can be rewrite as the total in the case of electric field, the total is equal to rho of F plus rho of polarization minus divergence of P. So this is the total density. It means this is the density of the free charges. If we have a material in which the free charges are moving, this is the density of the polarization charges. It means when the electric field passes through it, some of the charges get polarized. So this is the density due to the polarized charges, and this is the density due to the bound charges, volume bound charges, divergence of P. Okay, so here we can rewrite this equation in the form of the currents is can be rewrite as, in the case of current density, similarly J is equal to the J of F, means current density due to the free charges, current density due to the bound charges, plus current density due to the polarization charges. So here J of F is this, plus J of B is equal to curl of M, plus J of P is equal to dP over dt. So here we have seen that this is the free charges, the bound charges is equal to curl of M. We have written in equation number 5, and the current density of the polarization charge is equal to rate of change of polarization vector. So the total J is equal to this. So therefore this curl of B, which is the fourth equation of the Maxwell, which is the correction in the Ampere's law, now becomes, when this passes through the electromagnetic waves, is equal to, or from this equation, first equation, divergence of E is equal to rho upon epsilon naught, or this can be rewrite as divergence of E is equal to, rho is equal to this. So this rho is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught, which is equal to the rho of F plus rho of P minus divergence of P. Similarly, the curl of B, or from this equation you can rewrite as curl of B is equal to mu naught J, and here mu naught J is equal to J of F plus curl of M plus dP over dt into epsilon naught mu naught dE over dt. So this is the curl of B. This is the curl of B. So this is the correction. This equation indicates the correction. This equation, if you look into this equation indicates the correction in the Ampere's law when the field passes through the medium. So now look here, if we have a steady state current, the equation is simple, curl of B is equal to mu naught J. But the current is not steady state, then this another factor is induced in this equation. So mu naught J plus mu naught epsilon naught dE over dt, and we call this is the displacement current. But the same electromagnetic fields passes through the medium, and in the medium we have a bound charges and we have a bound current densities. So this is introduced into the bound current density, and this is introduced into the polarization current density. This is due to the non-uniformity. So the curl of B becomes this. So this is the equation. This is the equation of the Ampere's law, which we call it as a modification made by the Maxwell when the electromagnetic fields passes through the medium. So this is the end of, this is the last topic of the chapter number 8. So now chapter number 8 is completed. Sorry, chapter number 7 is completed here. So now we are starting chapter number 8.